Welcome to the GrixCore channel. In this video, I'm gonna answer some questions that our clients and customers and followers made on social networks so that you have this response available to see whenever you want and to take out the doubts. And of course, if it's still a doubt remain, please comment on this video so that you can answer it to you and make another content for next time, right? First of all, I'm going to present myself. My name is Brandon Brazil. I'm a partner here at GrixCore, and these are our social networks, so you can interact, send some doubts, and if you like the content, I would like you to subscribe for more, right? So let's go. Okay, let's see. I divided the questions in three groups. The basic ones, beginning ones, and then the other ones are more specific about the platform. So these first ones I made just to introduce a context to the viewers, and they are more basic, right? What's GrixCore and how did it emerge? GrixCore is a platform based on the reading of Greeks and options flow. So the aim is to understand what is being doing by the market on the options market. Then the market maker and the dealer, they supply the liquidity and they create a position to neutralize on the future markets. We call this the delta hedge. So GrixCore is a platform that helps you understand how this delta is located and where to it's going, right? How did it emerge? We made based on the CBOE data, and the programmer started to check the data and program for his own operations. But then, after some reviews, we decided to launch it to the market, right? For who was GrixCore created? It's created to the trader that operates futures in the US, S&P 500 and NASDAQ. What sets GrixCore apart from the other Greek reading platforms? Well, I think GrixCore has a main difference between others. It's automated, so it's intuitive that the long position goes indicated by the platform on the flow. Also, I mean, what's happening right now on green colors, and in the other side, the short position is colored in the red color, right? Besides that, it has two readings: the interest, open interest, so the positions on options that are opened from the past and are still open. Then we have a lecture, a reading of this amount of options that are in the open market. And the other lecture reading is about the flow that's happening right now, right at the moment. Of course, I'm telling you about the market open. So the flow you can only see and read after the market opens. And with these two types of reading, let's call it this way, we also had on the flow, on the operations that are happening, the options map. I'm gonna tell you somewhat about the options map. I think it's the main difference of the GrixCore between the other Greeks reading platforms. I'll show you somewhat in some minutes, right? So let's go to the other questions. They are getting more specific about the platform. Does GrixCore teach you or use any form of technical analysis? No, it has nothing to do with technical analysis, graphics and charts and so on, patterns and breakouts, and nothing about that. The thing is to read the negotiations that are being done in the options market. So, I mean, options from Triple Q and SPY, they are representing open operations that are being done regarding triple Q Nasdaq, SPY, S&P 500. So once the options are being let's talk about triple Q. If options are being negotiating in the triple Q, let's see, there are four: the long call, short call, long put, and short put. But let's talk about long position and short position to make this simple. If the market is on a long position on options, it means that the dealer or the market maker is short. If he's short and the market still goes up, he loses money. So he doesn't want to lose money. So what does he do? He makes we call it delta exposure calculation. Of course, this is software. This is very fast. This is automated, and then he knows how much he has to hedge. I mean, if he's short, he goes to the future markets and he acquires a long position to neutralize his position on the market. So he does not intend to earn money on a directional, but only supplying liquidity. I mean, we don't want the reading is about the options that are being aggressed, that are being negotiated, and then we know that the market maker will make the operations to neutralize his delta position at the market, the option market, in the future market, right? Which markets does GrixCore apply to? American markets, S&P 500, Nasdaq. How long does it take to progress to? I mean, I think here he wanted to say, how long does it take to understand and to go and to have profit, right? Depends much on the person. We have seen from our clients that are already was asking for withdrawals in prop firms, some cases that were really unsurprisingly fast. I won't talk about these cases because they are exceptional, but normally the case we see some other cases that were more common about 1 or 2 months. People are asking for withdrawal in prop firms, right? Some others, they just prefer to ask to operate their own capital. So in this case, we don't have too much information. How many monitors are needed to use? Sorry, number 4, minimum starting capital. Well, this depends if you are gonna work with prop firms or on capital, and if you intend to operate on future markets in the United States, CME. I think it would be nice that you have at least $500 to operate one micro contract, but this is very personal, and it's just a simple suggestion. But what we generally really suggest is about thinking about prop firms, right? So you have to study a little bit more. Maybe here you can make some videos about. If you don't have this information, I think it's a good idea to get some information about. How many monitors or screens are needed to use GrixCore? Well, I'll tell you. More than that, I'll show you how do I do. I have one monitor, it's a 27-inch screen, and I have 2 GrixCores, but I keep like this. So I have triple Q here, and here I have SPY. Each chart of this, I can fill my histograms with different parameters here. So here I have the open interest, so gamma exposure, delta exposure, charm, and here I have the flow information, right? So I'm not gonna get into details in this video because we have some other videos to explain this deeply, more than in this video, but just to show about the screen. And we have the chart here in triple Q, the chart here in SPY, and the options map. I told you I would show a little bit more. So I do paging here between this and this, and I keep the information on open interest and flow. So I use one screen to switch the information I need in GrixCore. I have another two monitors, two screens for the platform in case I use Black Arrow and to have the information, break news, financial juice, Bloomberg, and so on. Well, let me get back to the sorry. Let me see the options map I told you I would tell a little bit more about. So this is the options map. This was a confusing starting day here. So we had green and red and green, but after some confusing opening market, we had the green bubbles showing up, big green bubbles showing up here, and the price came up. Then a little bit more of red bubbles below. So red bubbles below the price pulls the price down, and big bubbles above the price, they push or pull the price up, right? So you can see here, no intentions. So the market went on side, just on side, not up, not down. Then showed a little bit more here. Then just see the bubbles show, the price go up. The bubbles show down, the price goes down, and so on. Now it's a little side again because no interest, no big bubbles, neither above nor below, neither green nor red, right? So this is a powerful tool of GrixCore. The trader, once they hire the contract GrixCore, they have access. You can switch also here from triple Q to SPY. Look, and you can also change the bubble size and the opacity of the bubbles. Why? Because if it's full of bubbles or your screen is a little bit smaller, you cannot see, for some reason, you don't see the spot price, which is the blue line. You change these parameters of bubble size and opacity to get back to the vision of the spot price line so that they don't hide from you, right? So let me get back to the presentation. How many monitors or screens are needed to use GrixCore? Is there a guidance for beginners? Yes, once you hire the platform, there are 6 or 7 videos inside the platform and also on YouTube that you can understand the parameters, the histograms, how do you use them, how do you configure the options map and so on. And all this content is free. Is GrixCore intended only for trading the opening? We have an opening setup. I didn't tell you about it in the prior answers. That is configured in the morning prior to the market open, and we make an operation 2 minutes prior the market opens. And he's asking if the GrixCore intended only for trading the open. No, it's not. It's intended to operate the market open and after the market opens with the flow I told you. For example, today, one thing that never ever happened before, we had 2 stops on the opening setup in a row. This never happened before. The opening setup has 78% of assertiveness. So, but it happened today, and then after the market opened, we make a long position and get everything back again. Is there any opening setup every day? No. It may be 60 or 7% of the days we have an open setup. I mean, on a week we have 3 or 4. It can happen 5 days in a row, but other week it will be 3, and then it can be 2. In the average 70% we have the opening setup, and it has 78% of takes, profits, right? Can GrixCore be used to trade on the B3? B3 is the Brazilian index. No, it's not. Only American market. I let this question because they asked on Instagram. How does GrixCore differ from the book map? Well, the book map is a tool that you see the aggressions, you see the iceberg orders in the future market. The thing is that the book map is always suffering with the hidden orders, and that they automated, they remove the orders. So that's why I didn't test bookmark myself, but I know some traders that tried, and that they have this difficulty map where the intentions were really confirmed, or it would be just a kind of trap. So in GrixCore, we have the aggressions already made, confirmed flow, confirmed on the option. So as I told you, the dealer and the market maker supply the liquidity, and they have to go back to the future markets and neutralize their position. So it happens, and then the future market is impacted by the dealer and market maker future hedge. What's the institutional flow? Well, I just explained about this. So the dealer and the market maker has to neutralize their position on supplying liquidity on options, and they calculate by an automated process and algorithm to neutralize their position. So this is the flow that's caused by the institutional to make their hedge on the future markets. They can't do the hedge on the index itself, Nasdaq and S&P, on ISE, the real index, not the future one. They can't do it because so they have to go to the future markets to make. That's why we have the opportunity to follow this institutional flow on future markets, right? What's the difference between a market maker and a dealer? This is a good question. They generally act the same way in the market, neutralizing their position, but the market maker has no option to be directional. I mean, if they sold in the options of Kick Triple Q or SP 500, SPY, I mean, they must neutralize their position. The dealer has the option to does not neutralize everything, or to, how to say, surf some movement on a certain direction, right? But generally the dealer also neutralizes their position, and they act quite the same most of the opportunities, right? Let's see if we have something more. No, these were the questions that were on Instagram that our followers made, and I decided to create this video to keep them alive, and to keep this for future consultant by you. So I'd like to thank you for watching. If you like the content, please click the like button and forward this video to some other people and traders, friends of yours that have interest in this content, and I hope to see you at the next videos of GrixCore.